What's going on, guys? We're back for another movie review. We're going to be talking about The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Dana Radcliffe, Brad Pitt, and much more. Now, I will say in this film, I will say this first off, if you're a big fan of Sandra Bullock, or if you like Channing Tatum, or any of these guys, first off, check out the movie, and if you haven't, go and then come back. But overall, this movie was very interesting. I will say, if you want a comparison of this film, I would compare it to probably Nim's Island meets Rundown Miss Congeniality. That's the best way I know how to put this film. Because we have where Sandra Bullock's character, she is a struggling writer who is still dealing with the death of her husband 5 years later. She writes dramatic, historical romance novels. And she's having issues with her latest book. And Channing Tatum, he plays as a cover art model kind of a guy, and the main focus of the male in her story. And when things go not as bad, I would say not as good as she was hoping, she gets kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe's character, who is I would say a billionaire, and he's also trying to make a lot of money by trying to buy this island to find a way to get this lost treasure that Sandra Bullock's character brings up in this film. And since her husband was an archaeologist, as well as her being, the type of story she writes, he thinks, okay, maybe she can help me translate this, she can do this and that. And he kidnaps her, and then Channing Tatum's character asks for help by Brad Pitt in this film, which was pretty funny, because Brad Pitt's character plays as like a badass ex-Navy SEAL Spec Ops guy, and it's kind of corny, but he actually does kind of play like a badass in this. Now, I will say it doesn't last very long. I will say also, if Sandra Bullock really does bring a lot of flair to this film, like she normally does with a lot of her films, and I really did enjoy it. I mainly enjoyed it for her because, again, I am a fan of her. She's not only attractive, she's funny, she can bring a lot of flair and a lot of thriller to the roles that she does, and I really enjoyed this film. I did. I think it was really funny. It was funny kind of seeing like Daniel Radcliffe being a villain in this. I made a joke during the film, like, oh, this is what Harry Potter did with all his money he invested in being an international criminal. So it was kind of funny because really what his character wanted was he was wanting something that was not given to him, and it was not that he felt like that no one else could give him, but he was going to get himself. If he found this lost city, then he would be more of a millionaire than what he already is. And then also using Sandra Bullock's character, and when she goes through this journey, she starts reliving why she became a writer and why she likes her, why she fell in love with her husband, and then her and Channing Tatum's character start developing different feelings for one another, because even though she cannot really stand him, she still cares and likes him because he has this like innocence about him. Like, he just wants to do the best thing for her, and he just wants to be there for her as like a friend and a companion. But later there does get shown that he wants to be with her, that he does find her attractive, that he does want to be with her in every sense of the way. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of people in this film, I honestly was kind of shocked that they ended up together, because they do end up together later on in the film, spoiler alert. And when they go through this journey, there's a lot of funny moments. I think one of the most funniest moments in this film is when she has them go through the jungle trying to escape, and they're going through the water, and they come out, and Channing Tatum's character's got leeches all over him, and she has to pull the leeches off his back, and then he even takes off his pants, and he has them on his butt. And he tells him, he's like, well, I'm gonna turn, she's like, we'll turn around, and then her eye, like, just her eyes alone was like, whoa, because she's looking, and he's like covering his eyes and everything. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard, and that's just the dynamic between these two, where they're able to make it just so funny, where it's like, oh my god, really, but it's still so funny. But we also get to see where they're basically running through the jungle the entire time trying to escape these guys, because they know if they get caught, then they got no choice but to use their experiences to be able to translate for this lost city. And when they do find it, they realize of how beautiful it was and what happened to it, and they even realize, like, Sandra Bullock's character kind of come to a realization that she can't stay in the past, that she's got to be able to move on in the future. Now, I will say some of these characters in this film was really annoying. I think some of the characters that I found annoying was like her publicist or her agent or whatever. She was really annoying. The one Oscar who was the pilot, he was very annoying. We saw him in the proposal. His character was extremely annoying. The one that was dancing, trying to be a male dancer, and also the one that was trying to get her and Ryan Reynolds married in that movie. There's just some characters you just can't take seriously. There's just certain characters, no matter how hard you try, you just you look at them and you're like, nah, this ain't working. It's just the way it is. I mean, certain actors can try, and they can only get so far. There's just certain actors, no matter how hard you try, they can't. I mean, Danny Radcliffe, I give him credit since he was trying to be a villain, but at the same time, I really could not take him seriously as a villain. And I don't really consider that to be his fault. I just think that with him being Harry Potter, the Harry Potter persona for so long, I think that's very hard for him to get away from that, to have him realize that, hey, I am a good actor. And I will give him credit where credit's due. I think he's a good actor, but at the same time, it's really hard to see him be something other than Harry Potter. So, but other than that, I will say that the movie had a lot of action, a lot of comedy, some dramatic times. It wasn't very fast paced. It was fast paced and slowed down. Then went back and forth, and it wasn't bad at all. It just depends on what you like in a film. It just depends on what you want in a film. It all varies. But overall, I will say if you're a fan of any of these actors, check them out. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys watched it, okay, cool. If not, either way, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments down below. If you guys are enjoying your day. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.